What's happening, guys? So we're about 2 weeks out from Avengers Infinity War, so I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it at this point. Everybody, right? And if you have not seen Avengers Infinity War yet, yeah, like, I don't know what else to tell you. Come on, what are you doing? But either way, at this point, 2 weeks from the release of the film, a little over 2 weeks, we've been getting more talk from the Russo brothers because it's out now and it's made over $1 billion in the box office. A lot of people have seen it, so they're not necessarily trying to sell the film for the first time viewers. A lot of the promotion for the film has adjusted to cater to repeat viewers because they understand that a lot of people have seen the film, and the majority of who's going to see the film has saw the film already. And the people who have not seen the film yet, they'll eventually watch it, but the marketing and promotion are more so focusing on the people who have seen the film to get them to come back as many times as possible while it's in theaters. So with that being said, Anthony and Joe Russo, they've been talking more about certain things from the film. And you know, with the things that they say, like I said in the last video, you got to take it all with a grain of salt. And there are some things I do believe that they are specifically making clearer when they do talk about the film, and there are other things I feel like are kind of a misdirect, or just trying to steer us off course or cover their tracks, so to speak. Or things like, well, Joe Russo mentioned when somebody had said, well, Avengers Forever would be the title of Avengers 4. And Joe Russo said, yeah, that's probably the closest title to what the title actually is. You know, that, doesn't mean that it's gonna be Avengers Forever or something like that, but rather it could be anything. It could still be anything. I feel like that tells us absolutely nothing. And I have my theories on what it could be. We really don't know until they put it out, and I love that they mix in a bit of the truth, but also a bit of the misdirection at the same time, because that helps us to get away from actual spoilers. People who just go out there and just take that bit of truth, whoever is leaked to, and just leak it out to the world and just spoil it for everybody. But then on the same part, you have also people, a number of people, like many of you guys that subscribe here and Squad Up, and also myself, who when you hear certain things, you connect the dots, and it's like, dang, well, okay, I see all these things, how they work together, and that's possibly how it may turn out. So one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about in this particular video was more so referring to Avengers 4 and the introduction that we're going to get to Captain Marvel. So we saw in the post-credit scene with Nick Fury, just before he got dusted, he pays Captain Marvel, who must have the best beeper service in the universe. And by the way, those were the two most mind-blowing things out of Infinity War. Well, I don't know about most mind-blowing, but they in the top 5. Two things. We had a beeper and we had a flip phone in Avengers Infinity War. That's crazy. But either way, Captain Marvel has to have the best service in the universe. If she gets that beeper, if she gets that page and she's not on Earth, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be ridiculous. There's no telling where exactly she is at this moment, if she is somewhere off in space with the Kree, or if she's here on Earth taking care of some things, or just laying low, waiting for that particular call, or waiting for level 8, level whatever threat, kind of like Blue Marvel, waiting for her to come out. That's her signal to come out from under the ocean or wherever she's at. It'll be a little time before we actually see what that is. But my thing about Captain Marvel entering into Infinity War and joining with the Avengers, the original team of Avengers, I feel like her role in doing that is gonna be something that we're not exactly expecting. We hear Kevin Feige talking about her being the most powerful Avenger, and with us hearing that, it's kind of like, okay, well, she's just gonna swoop in and beat up Thanos. But at the same time, she may play a vital role, kind of just piggybacking off of what I mentioned in the last video with the combination of Tony Stark and Hank Pym figuring out a way of time travel in order to figure out a way to either collect the stones or beat Thanos to it, and still needing a member who can wield an Infinity Stone. Because as far as we know right now, from what we saw in the film, Thanos is the only person who can hold more than one stone. So Captain Marvel will probably be the closest bet to somebody else who can wield more than one stone and not be destroyed in the process. So we'll definitely have to see how that plays out, but that's just my thought on that. And even on top of that, we may have some moments where we see Captain Marvel go toe-to-toe with Thanos and them hash it out, probably when they have to actually get the stones from him, or he'll find out what they're doing and go after them. But with the idea of the time travel theories, in my mind, I just feel like there's going to be a very Back to the Future Part 2 type of tone to Avengers 4. Because I remember in Back to the Future Part 2, it was, when I saw it when I was a kid, I was just like, that is like the most amazing thing, to have a sequel that deals with time travel where it places you inside of the previous movie that you already saw. And it's like they're looking around and you see the same movie that you already saw before, but it's happening, a different narrative is happening in the background, and it makes you want to go back and watch the other movies again, because wow, this time travel happened and these people are in the background taking care of this, and then possibly not trying to change the timeline. What happens, we don't know if they're specifically trying to change it or if they're just trying to go back there to achieve something and get up out of here. So we'll see how that plays out. But with whatever they do, if it comes to a point where they need to get another, either create another Infinity Gauntlet, the one that Thanos has, that thing is burnt out. One of you guys said something about the Russo brothers comment on the snap taking out the gauntlet, and it's like, man, that thing got overclocked, overheated, and it's burnt out. So the stones are definitely still functional. We saw that him still use the stones after the snap. But as far as the gauntlet, there's no telling if, after taking it off, if you'll be able to put it back on, or if the gauntlet is losing its functionality from there after that to be wielded or used again in the capacity that it was used before. With the Russo's comment as far as the snap taking it out, I doubt that we'll see it used to that capacity again. But with that, the stones are still functional. They haven't ran out of power. They're infinite. And the stones aren't broken after the snap or whatever. They still exist. So with that, if Tony and Hank Pym do come together, kind of like I talked about in the last video, if they come together and do come up with another solution for not just the time travel, but also another way to use the gauntlet, then I believe Captain Marvel, aside from Thor, Captain Marvel will be the best bet for one person to be able to wield the gauntlet, aside from Thanos, who has done it. But with that being said, that was the main thing I kind of just want to put out there. And I'm curious to hear what you guys think as far as my Captain Marvel theories, so to say. Let me know what you guys think as far as her role in the film, and what do you think bringing her in may do in relation to the time travel as well. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, later.